Hey guys. Okay, on to part 2 of my comic book pickups. Picked up Green Lantern issue 65. Focus here. Continuing the War of the Green Lanterns. Basically, Krona has decimated the Green Lantern Corps. There's no more Green Lantern power rings, and you know, Hal Jordan doesn't know what to do, so he's able to find Guy Gagner, John Stewart, and Kyle Reiner to basically build up a squad team. And Hal Jordan still has the rings from the other corps, so he basically distributes them. He gives John Stewart the Compassion ring. Kyle Reiner takes Hope. Guy Gagner gets Rage, and Hal Jordan takes the Sinestro ring because he has experience with Parallax. And by the end of the issue, they're a way to stop Krona. So now I gotta pick up Green Lantern Corps because I really want to know how this thing resolves itself. So yeah, but good issue. Picked up Brightest Day issue 23, and it's revealed why the White Lantern killed off Aquaman, Manhunter, and the Hawks, and that's basically so they can fuse with the elements of the Earth. The Hawks become wind, Aquaman becomes water, Martian Manhunter becomes Earth, and Firestorm becomes fire. Because the Dark Avatar is revealed, and it's a pretty badass thing. It's a Black Lantern Swamp Thing. He's there to stop the White Lantern Forest, and the elements have to, keep control of him. But by the end of the issue, the White Lantern resurrects Alec Bolan, who was the Swamp Thing. And so if you're a fan of Swamp Thing, definitely pick up this issue and the one after it, because they're showcasing Swamp Thing and his return. So really, really looking forward to the end of this miniseries because it's really, really cool. Picked up Superman issue 709. The Grounded storyline still continues, but this time the Flash guest stars. And he's possessed by this Kryptonian artifact that's making him turn everything into, Krypton. He dresses up the people as Kryptonians, and he reconstructs the buildings so they look Kryptonian. So, New Krypton's fallout is still affecting Earth, and Superman saves him. And basically they have a chat about, Superman's doubts. But, really good issue. Then, Superman 710 guest stars Batman, and this is actually a look back when Clark and Bruce Wayne were traveling the world. They actually meet up before they became Batman and Superman, and they're trying to save this monastery from these Chinese army people. A really, really good issue and an interesting look at the Batman and Superman dynamic. I picked up Superman Batman issue 83, continuing the Sorcerer King storyline. Batman and the Shadow Pack have tracked down those wizards that were trying to block out the sun, while in the future, Future Bats is trying to convince Superman to stay and help them, with the world. But I thought it was really, really interesting moment here when Batman and the New Justice League have set up shop in the old Legion of Doom dome that was in the swamp in the Super Friends cartoon. I thought that was really cool. But so far, it's becoming an interesting issue, even though it's kind of weird that Superman embraces magic because he's vulnerable to magic, and all of a sudden yeah, okay, I can do magic. Picked up the Superman Batman Annual issue 5, and this is a Reign of Doomsday issue. Doomsday's after anyone that has the S symbol, and he goes after the Cyborg, who in the last issue of the Justice League materialized in the Watchtower. So he basically takes control of the whole Watchtower to try to stop Doomsday, and he's actually able to blow off half of Doomsday. But Doomsday, being this unstoppable thing, is able to take elements from the Watchtower, and he becomes a cyborg Doomsday. So he takes control of the Watchtower and stops the cyborg Superman and goes off with Supergirl. So, if you thought Doomsday was badass, they're really making him a lot more powerful. So, yeah, really good issue. Picked up Justice League issue 56, continuing the Rise of Eclipso storyline. Eclipso has basically decimated the Emerald City on the moon. Jade has been eclipsed, and things are looking really, really bleak for the Justice League. At the end of the issue, Obsidian, you know, stops Batman, Starman, Congorilla, Donna Troy, who were trying to stop this whole thing. So yeah, things are not looking good for the Justice League. And I was able to find some old Justice League of America back issues. I picked up this one because it has Batman on the cover, and Batman's awesome. But it actually shows the origin of Despero, who's this really classic Justice League villain. But yeah, that cover looks really, really cool. And I picked up Volume 2 of Justice League of America, issue 70. And this is the aftermath, right after the death of Superman in Superman 75. The Justice League is trying to deal with how they were completely taken over and decimated by Doomsday, and with, Superman dead. Really good issue. Also saw this one. It's back before Final Crisis started, and it's Countdown, the search for Ray Palmer, but it's based on the Red Rain universe, where Batman fought Dracula and got turned into a vampire. In this universe, Dick Grayson is trying to stop Batman, but with the interference of the Ray Palmer search team, things don't really go out. But I was really disappointed in this because I thought Kelly Jones was going to do the whole issue, but he only does like the first pages and then the last pages. Everything else is another artist, but it's still interesting to revisit that dimension where Batman's a vampire. I mean, vampire Batman, win. But really cool issue. Picked up Simpsons Comics issue 177. It's going to be Pizza Day at the power plant, and Homer's really excited about that. But, he gets a really bad flu, and he visits this alternate world where beer doesn't exist. So, he's off on a quest to bring back beer. But it's a really, really fun issue. Really cool. Picked up X-Men Legacy issue 247, continuing the Age of X series, which is nothing what I thought it would be. They actually threw a curveball and revealed that all of this is because of Legion. In a prior issue of X-Men Legacy, Dr. Nemesis and the Cuckoos were trying to help Legion by containing all of his separate personalities. But one of them, he's kind of like the Shadow King. He's like this incredibly powerful entity. So Xavier tried to stop him, but then, the entity overpowered him, took control of Xavier's powers, and basically locked all of the mutants into this mind world. So it's nothing at all what I expected. Really, really good storyline. Really, really enjoyed it. So now I gotta pick up the New Mutants issue where everything concludes. They also came out with this Age of X Universe book, which focuses on the Marvel heroes in the Age of X. And the Avengers are basically mutant hunters. They go around trying to track down mutants. I thought it was interesting. And, I picked up a back issue of X Universe. This was during the Age of Apocalypse, and it's the same thing. It focuses on the Marvel heroes during that crossover, and they have like the Hulk, and they have Donald Blake, and I think that's Reed Richards and Susan Storm, Tony Stark, and Gwen Stacy. But this is issue 2, so I still need to track down issue 1. But I thought it was interesting that to follow up the Age of X universe with the X universe from Age of Apocalypse. Picked up Uncanny X-Men issue 534.1. In this one, the world realizes that Magneto is part of the X-Men. Really, really cool book focusing on Magneto. Picked up Uncanny X-Men 535. In this one, an X-Men team finds a ship from Breakworld, and they intercept it. And the Breakworld people basically regard Colossus as their new leader. So, and it's an interesting revisit to the Astonishing X-Men storyline. Let's see how that works out. Picked up Marvel Zombies Supreme issue 3. Not as funny as last issue, but the zombie outbreak has busted out, and the government basically nuked this small town to stop it. But a lot of people don't like the Marvel Zombies, and I understand why they've kind of gone down in quality. But this one's still good, and I thought last issue, like I said, was hilarious. So I'll finish that up. Picked up Wolverine Volume 3, Issue 7, with Wolverine, again, it's the X-Men. And, I don't know if it's the story art or the way the artwork works, but it kind of looks like Magneto did rip off a part of Wolverine's adamantium. So I don't know how that's going to work out, or if they're going to follow up on that. But basically, the X-Men are still trying to stop a possessed Wolverine, and it's not looking that good. And in issue 8, they are able, Rogue, Emma Frost, Jubilee, and Kitty Pryde join the fray, and Wolverine basically splits up his personality with his, all his different aspects to try to stop the demons. And in the end of the issue, they are able to save Wolverine from the demons, but who knows what kind of psychological damage the demons did to Wolverine. And now, he's off to get revenge on the people that did all this to him. So, really, really good issue of Wolverine. The whole Volume 3 of Wolverine is, becoming really, really cool. Picked up Wonder Woman 609. Last issue, Dr. Psycho saved Wonder Woman, and now he's showing her what she used to be. The Wonder Woman she used to be. And basically tells her what's going on and guides her to try to stop it. And I really like the cover with all the different versions of Wonder Woman. I got the Sapphire Wonder Woman, Black Lantern Wonder Woman, and the new Wonder Woman. So I'm still liking what they're doing with this, and I want to see how everything works out. So yeah. And the last book I picked up is issue 101 of Shonen Jump, with Naruto on the cover, and the old classics, Bleach, One Piece, The New Siren, and Yu-Gi-Oh's 5Ds. And this one comes with an exclusive Sasuke card, so really cool. And they actually do sell Shonen Jump in my store, but they usually take out the card because I'm a subscriber, they leave it in there. So I thought that's really, really cool. Really dig Shonen Jump. Well, guys, that was my comic book collection pickup video. A lot of really cool comic books, so I'll recommend them all. Wonder Woman's awesome, Wolverine, but I think my definite recommendation, the one I'm gonna recommend for sure, is going to be Brightest Day. I'm gonna go with Brightest Day as my recommendation for this video because they bring back Swamp Thing. I don't know if you guys know Swamp Thing, but Swamp Thing was pretty cool. And so if you're a fan, definitely pick up issue 23 and 24 of Brightest Day because they're really focusing on Swamp Thing, and he's gonna come back in a big way apparently. So yeah, that's gonna be my recommendation for the video. Okay, guys, thanks so much for putting up with these 15-minute long comic book videos. I hope you enjoy them, and until I see you next time, this is Vargas XX78, signing off.